good morning. I'm Chris Hackett with the Property Casualty Insurers Association of America, and we're a nonprofit trade association made up of approximately 1,000 member insurance companies. And I work primarily with our members on property insurance issues and public policy issues, both at the state and federal level. And my title here is Director of Personal Lines Policy.
So Citizens, which is state-run, has been trying to reduce its policies, move folks into the private insurance market, and that's where we come in. I run the consumer protection segment here on Local 10 News called Call Christina, and folks were calling in because they were receiving these letters from Citizens and saying that there's a private insurance company that would take over their policy. Problem was, a lot of folks had never heard of some of these smaller private insurers, and they weren't really sure how to gauge what's their best bet. And that's where we turn to you. How do folks determine whether they should stay with Citizens or whether they should go with one of these insurance carriers?
Sure, no, that's an excellent question. And the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation website has a wealth of information available on all the insurance companies that are doing business within the state of Florida. So you can go to their website and search for a particular company by name, click on that company, and it'll bring up financial statements related to that particular company. You can also do a search for an AM Best rating for that particular company. Usually it's as simple as doing a Google search with the name of the company and placing AM Best rating in there, and that will typically bring you to the financial strength rating for that particular company. Also on the website, there is a link to takeout companies, and you can click on that and see the companies that have been approved for the takeout process in the state of Florida there. With Citizens. There is an application process that any company that is interested in participating in the takeout process has to go through, and they must meet the minimum standards, minimum financial standards in order to write insurance policies in the state of Florida in order to be approved for the takeout program.
There's one state lawmaker who doesn't feel like these smaller private insurance companies can weather the storm, so to speak. He also said he doesn't think it's a good idea for homeowners in Florida to go with a company that's based in their same county or area of Florida. What do you think about that?
Well, one of the primary responsibilities of the Office of Insurance Regulation, and for any State Department of Insurance for that matter, is to ensure that the companies doing business within that particular state remain solvent and are able to meet their obligations to policyholders. So the Florida OIR has a very experienced, capable staff that do a thorough analysis of these particular companies before they're able to participate in the takeout program.
And then maybe pulling out bigger picture. So let's go to just some general advice on when you're a homeowner and you're considering a home insurance policy. What are some of the key questions you think should be asked as you're evaluating a policy?
Well, that's a great question. And, it's great to periodically shop around and compare companies, compare coverage options. Be sure to, remain in regular contact with your insurance agent and ask them, coverage issues, coverage-related questions. Ask about coverage options, that you may want to, add to your policy. There are also typically a number of discounts that are available for, approved mitigation measures, like folks that are willing to install, hurricane shutters on their homes. There's also bundling discounts if you purchase a home and an auto policy with the same company. There's discounts for sprinkler systems, for alarm systems, central monitoring, like through a company through ADT. You can get a significant discount with. If you sign up for an automatic debit as far as payment of your insurance policy premium through like an electronic funds transfer, many companies will offer a discount for that. But it's always good to ask your agent, because there are probably a lot of discounts out there that may not occur to you. So that's why that conversation is important.
So let's say a homeowner that received one of these letters turned to you, an expert in this field, and said, "What do you think? Should I stay or should I go?" What would you say?
I would say, Florida's made tremendous progress in the past few years in encouraging the private market for property insurance to thrive. And, anybody that receives one of these takeout letters, I would encourage them to, look the company up on the, Florida OIR website, go to the company website, itself, and know that these companies have been, vetted by the Office of Insurance Regulation, to either meet or exceed the financial standards necessary in order to do business within the state.
Now, when you say go to the website and the Google searches, I mean, we can all do that with your eyes because of your experience and even things like semantics, right? The lingo of this world. You could probably look at it and quickly just eyeball, the kind of the health or the viability of a company. But, for folks like myself who aren't in the insurance world, is there anything we should really be looking for? A key word, a key figure? I mean, how do we fine tune and take a look at those financials and get an understanding of the company in a way you would have just probably looking at it?
That's a great question. And, many folks probably don't want to pour through financial statements. I would just, recommend looking at the AM Best rating for that particular company. That would give you a good snapshot of the, financial health of that company and their ability to meet the needs of their policyholders should a large event occur, like a Category 4 or 5 hurricane.
All right. Anything we haven't talked about that you think is important to mention on this topic as folks navigate these letters and try to understand their options?
I would just say that Florida has made tremendous progress in encouraging the private market, and we hope that that trend continues, and other states as well. Louisiana has a Citizens Property Insurance Corporation as well, and they've taken steps to reduce their policy count as well. And another advantage of reducing the policy count in Citizens is that it becomes less likely that in the event of a Category 4 or 5 hurricane, hitting the shores of Florida, that there would be a need for an assessment against policyholders for potential shortfall in Citizens, if they were not to have enough funds on hand should a large event occur.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Call Christina.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.